You see, the big problem is what a lot of guys is doing is they run around and they buy a chicken here, they buy a chicken there, and every time that you bring in new blood, you're actually starting over. So here you can see, there's number one. That's the egg number. So it was the splash rooster with the blue. All the different eggs get put in these trays. So all the number ones, the twos, the threes, the fours, and then we mark them as they come out of these ones. Because you must know, I mean, blue and black, and some of the chicks, they all look the same. So you can't just put in the eggs hatching. You need to put the numbers and keep track of them. Otherwise, you can't. As I said, I was early morning. I actually left for a show. Uh, so I've taken chickens, just pen them in at the show. So yeah, here's one lying here. Um, but this is still a youngster. I've just taken him out. The other ones are fighting with him, so he's still a bit young. But let me quickly go to that group. Here's the hens. Um, these are the young pullets. You must tell me. We can go through them now. Then I can show you what I've got here, and then you can tell me which one you want. But I'll take you to the other cage as well, where most of them is. So here's this group. Let me just chase them here in a corner. Here they are. I think that second one, that one there at the back now, is the one that I'll just check the ring number. But I think it's that one that you've seen in that video clip. But here's the other ones. There's not a lot to choose between them. Um, this one here is maybe a bit smaller, but the rest of them is they are also a bit. There is some of them that's a bit younger than the other ones, but other than that, they pretty much the same, very almost the same. I can promise you they will all grow out plus minus the same. But in this group, that one that I've chosen for you is that one there at the back, and he's the biggest. Then I've got these other youngsters also. These this is still young. That one is young. That one there over there is also young. And I've got more youngsters, but the other ones is much younger than these ones that I've got here. Can you see the undercolor there? I don't know if the the light is now good enough, but it's got a very, very, very nice undercolor. What you must just remember about black leakage. Black leakage is, they call it peppering, but the peppering is actually normally your hens with a very nice dark color. The nice orange color. So if you're gonna use this rooster on those hens, it will be perfect. It will be perfect. You won't get the peppering. You'll get much less peppering, and that white leakage is actually. I mean, it's not a big thing. I mean, to breed with them, I'm breeding with. You get it here and there. It's not something that 80% of your hens is gonna be a problem. So, especially if you've got the peppering, if you struggle with peppering, I don't think you need to worry about that rooster. I will take that rooster, but what I'll do is I'll make sure that the other rooster that I send you does not have it. That he's fine. Um, So yeah, yes, some of the hens. Let me just see if you can see here. So these are all the hens, but I haven't really classed them or checked them. Here's now a small one here in front, but they are really, really very, 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 very nice. Uh, at the back, I'll I'll make sure that you get a big one. Don't worry. This one. Here's some other hens and some of my jubilees also. I've got a few. I've got a few jubilees. The other ones are just these ones are is older. The other ones is just a little bit younger. I've actually been here with them. I could have showed you. Let me just quickly show these ones. Yeah. Yes, very, very nice pullets also. But I'll make sure when I send you a pullet, you must take it to the show and you tell me what the pullet did. Um, Let me show you here what I've got in terms of other jubilees. These ones will be going on auction. I can show them to you. I can maybe just show you. You've got the blacks also, ne? But look at this black, still young. But this is a very, very nice black. Yeah, most of I bought his stud, eh? When he sold out and he stopped, I bought his whole stud out. So some of them is I can tell you if you want a full. I'm keeping them separate in lines. I'm breeding basically out of four lines. So this is a young one. The one at the back is actually a bit bigger, but these two are going on auction. Um, I can just let me just show you the other one. Go, go. Yeah, it's nice. It's very. I think they are nice. Um, you see, so I'm keeping them. I'm breeding out of four lines on the blacks. Um, and then I keep two of the lines is Mani's pure line, and then the other two is my lines. That is also a portion of them is Mani's line. So yeah, it's I've selected over the years, and yeah, here's some of the other jubilees. Here's a young rooster here on the side, but here's also this is actually a nice one. It's also going on auction. Here's some of the young roosters. I can just show you here. I still need to do a bit of selection between these ones. There's a couple of blacks, blues. Uh, yes, yeah, yeah, yes, yes. Mm. Now I mark them. You will see all of these ones. They've got. My black is pure black. So if I sell you a black, then I sell you a pure black. Otherwise, I just the ones that's out of blues and things like that. You will see the color is not 100% right. Even the ones out of the um, out of the lavenders. The black is not a pure black, especially 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 if you look at the undercolor there where I look now when I showed you that roosters, the undercolor here at the back, at his back, there you will see that it's lighter. So a pure black is darker there. So when you do the selection, you need to check for that as well. Um, that you make sure that you're breeding with the dark blacks, especially that undercolor. Um, then you stay pure black. But yeah, we mark everything. So we've got 4 lines. The 4 lines is differently marked in terms of we use cable ties on the rings. So we mark the chicks with cable ties. Then when they are big enough, we put on the rings. We mark the cable tie on the ring. And if we're not sure that it does not get a cable tie, and we don't use that end, we never use in the breeding. So here's a couple of young cuckoo hens, and here's the jubilees. Some of the jubilee hens. Yeah, but these are also still youngsters. Yeah, the jubilees is very nice. You will see. I mean, they're very fertile. They breed a lot. Um, so they are really I really love the jubilees. But if you want the blacks, you must just let me know because I'm almost sold out on black. I won't be able to give you hens, but I might have a rooster or two of the blacks. Um, it's basically there where I was now. I put them one in each cage with a rooster. You know, so yeah, yeah. So I breed separately. So the hens stay separate so that I know which hen gives me which chick. And then we mark that egg. So we mark the egg. The egg gets a number. The number gets a color. It's a lot of work, eh? So and then I mean when the chicks hatch, I can show you my breeding room. Um, and then when the chicks hatch, it's also a problem because you need to have your hatcher needs to have a lot of different compartments to make sure that number all the number threes is together, the number fours. These ones is actually not the breeding cages. These I use for but um, bigger, bigger pens where I normally like to put my roosters in there. So the roosters, if it's 2 or 3 hens, maybe I put them in here, and then when I breed, they go in. Let me just check here. It's 1.3, I would say 1.4 maybe. No, 1.3. No, 1.4 is higher. 1.3. Yeah, those cages. The other ones is you want me to quickly show you again there. Yeah. Okay. I'll quickly show you. No, it's not big, but I like to keep the chickens outside. I mean, then it's also they are much healthier. You see these cages that I move, so they I put them outside we move them every day and they eat grass, you know. So they're much healthier. They're much healthier. And yeah, so the breeding cages is basically these ones. So I would typically put a hen in here. Um, and there at the back is the nest. And then I'll just change the rooster. You know, maybe put a rooster in. Let me see. It's 1 meter wide, and it's actually too long, eh? 1, 2, 3 meters long. You can make it much shorter. I can show you here. Yeah, we've also got these ones inside. So this is also some of the cages where we breed. So yes, but it's also actually too big for one hen. But yeah, we just put in one hen. There the hen would lay eggs. Yeah, at the top I sometimes, you know, that you don't have to walk outside every day. We put the roosters here at the top. So the roosters stand here at these top cages. Um, and then we put in the hens here. You know, one hen each side. Here's also a so after, it's basically old stables that I've just divided and made these divisions. We put in the rooster. Pius, you must help me. Maybe a day, ne?
Yeah, today, if they're not specialized, we put in.
Yeah, a bit longer. Yeah, sometimes they struggle. I don't know why. Some of the colors we put in a little bit longer, but we check, you know, when we start. So normally we'll just put in a day, then we take out. Otherwise, those roosters is too rough on the ends, eh? So yes. Well, I mean, as you were saying, it all depends how fertile. If the eggs is fertilized, we every third day, fourth day, we return it. So tomorrow we'll use that rooster maybe with another hen. The day thereafter with another hen. You so the rooster, dependable on how many hens you want to put with one rooster. Um, we swap around. But you know, with the 4 lines, just to give you an idea, if we're running 4 lines, we've got 3 hens per line, and we've got 1 to 2 roosters for every line. You know, you need to have a backup if something happens to that line. So it's basically 20 chickens per color. It's a lot, but that's how we do it. You know, otherwise you're running out of. You see, the big problem is what a lot of guys is doing is they run around and they buy a chicken here, they buy a chicken there, and every time that you bring in new blood, you're actually starting over because you're getting out. You know, there's a lot of stuff coming out from the other guys' breedings. So, so we're a closed hatchery. We don't bring in any new blood. The ones that we have, we do proper selection and we breed out of them. Um, and that's how we breed. You know, I mean, if I want to bring in something, let's say, for example, you know, we're struggling with combs or with you know uh, something. Then I bring in a hen on one of the lines. So I'll typically um, bring in a hen, breed with that hen, and then check her offspring, what the offspring looks like. If the offspring is fine, I'll bring it into the line. But and then I mean we crossbreed the lines as well. So now I will let's say I've got 4 lines. I'll send you a schematic diagram of what I'm basically doing. Now I can give you a program. Well, I'm not saying it's the right thing that we are doing, but I think we're quite successful. Um, and if you really talk to all the old breeders, and the guys that's been very successful, this is basically what they are doing. So as I say, it's working for us. But that's why you can also not have hundreds of colors. If you have 20 breeding chickens per color, I mean, just count. We've got our main colors is black, the buff, cuckoo, jubilee, and the lavender. So it's 100 chickens um, for those five colors. That's only the breeding stock. But that's the other thing you must just remember, and I can help you with that. Is for example, I want to start breeding already in now in July. I want to start breeding. If I've been breeding with a rooster, and that's I've got 20 or odd chicks from that rooster, I'm selling it. So it's one of the breeding roosters that's still young, and I'm selling it in the season. But yeah, I mean, I think also, if you're from Zimbabwe, you need to have, especially your hens, need to be in your cages before the breeding season starts. Otherwise they sometimes they struggle to adapt. But keep it in the back of your mind. I can always later in the season send you one of the roosters that I've been breeding with. Well, I start from 1st of June. I try to start, but normally, I mean, it all depends. Um, how many eggs. Normally, things are only starting to start to pick up the eggs. Yeah, I would say, yeah, from July, August. Um, but I see this season, I mean, my hens is actually laying. Even the old hens is the previous season's hens is laying. So then, basically, let's say from June we breed, and I stop breeding in November. I don't go on. Uh, the the chicks is just much healthier. I mean, we walk now through all our chicks here, all my chickens here. I don't think you've heard any of these chickens sneeze or anything. They much healthier your winter born chickens. Uh, as soon as you go into November, December, January, I mean, I've just seen in the past they're not as strong, they're not as healthy as ear- your early chickens. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that does it differently, but um, that's just what I've seen is working. Yeah, you see, the thing is, what you must just remember is, yeah, we breeding here a show bird. Um, it's different than breeding a commercial chicken, for example. So, but what we can also do is, if I can help you, if I'm finished breeding, for example, with one rooster, I can send after that. I can send you some chicks if you want. Then I can send you chicks. But the thing is, why the guys don't like it here, I don't mind sending it to Zimbabwe, but I won't send it here in South Africa because the guys are going to show against me with my own chickens. You see, so that's the biggest thing. I think in South Africa. I still wanted to quickly show you my breeding room. It's just a bit. We haven't cleaned it properly yet, and we've made some changes to it that I'll quickly show you. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, I've I've sold a couple of chickens to some guys in Zimbabwe, but they're not keeping the stuff together. They buy a hen here, they buy a rooster from me, and they're not really breeding properly. Uh, uh, oh, oh, you saw this. So here you can see, there's number one. That's the egg number. So it was a splash rooster with a blue. Uh, I can't remember. I'll have to go and look in the notes. I suppose the rooster was marked red, but okay. So all the offspring is also now marked red. And here's the different numbers with the date and how many eggs was there. How many eggs that we took out. So this is just that guy of mine. He's keeping a record for me here, and then we're taking it and putting it all on the record. So yeah, we basically breed here. And this is just a normal sure hatch, and then we hatch in this machine. Well, it's basically standing over here. We just took it off because I was working on it. But then all the different eggs get put in these trays. So all the number ones, the twos, the threes, the fours, and then we mark them as they come out of these ones. Because you must know, I mean, blue and black, and some of the chicks, they all look the same. So you can't just put in the eggs hatching. You need to put the numbers and keep track of them. Otherwise, you can't keep track. Yeah, and then we just put them in here. So basically, this is just a brooder, where the chicks then stay for a week or two. I like to actually keep them sometimes for 2 weeks. In there just to get. Yeah, it's glass. It's just to easier see the chickens. I mean, if you come in here, they've got bulbs here at the top, so it's heat controlled. There you see the heat. There's the thing there at the back is just that little silver thing. It's just the thing that measures the temperature. So yeah, you've set it. So you will set. I see this one is set on 15, but you'll typically set it on. Well, it also depends the age of the chickens. So I start the first week. I normally start at 32 degrees, and then I bring it down. After a couple of days, 4 5 days, I bring it down to below 30, and then to 25, and then they're normally fine to take out. So yeah, ventilation. Yeah, no, there's no fan in here. I don't have actually, there's not really ventilation in here. For that first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they stay in here, and not ventilation here. This room has only got the door. Because you need to try and keep it as warm as possible, or as close as possible to the heat that you set those the brooder on. So there's no ventilation there. I can show you the other. When they come out here, I send them to a different them out. There I've got red lights, and still for another week or two. So to a month, I would say they getting a bit extra heat. So I put them in here. I'll show you now. Then they around a month, I would say 8 weeks. I keep them in this one, and then after 8 weeks, I send them out to those cages that we moving. So then they go on the grass. and yeah, there they can, they can start eating grass and everything. Just want to open these doors. Yeah. I'll tell you now. Sorry. So these ones we use, to grow out the chicks. You will see here they've got dividers in here. So we keep the per batch. So every batch is in each will be in a cage and will be separated from the other batch. So we all the different ages together, the different colors, everything is organized. There's a red light hanging there. So they come from that side. There's two red lights. After those two red lights, they move to this one. There's no lights here, and then I mean the bigger ones is normally here, and when they go out here, they go to the field. It's just the food we're feeding. It's actually a mix that we do ourselves. Um, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. It's got maize in, it's got sunflower, small peanuts. I've got a peanut factory. So all the sweepings and all the meal and the stuff, we I that we can't use for selling to people. I mean that we're using for the chickens. No, no, sorry. So you've seen that mix. We make. I've got. What we do is we use um 4 bags of grower meal, 3 bags of peanuts, 1 bag of sunflower, 1 bag of if we can get sunflower oil cake, especially for the show chickens because then they make them very nice and shiny. And that's basically